Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something that I think is really, really cool. And that is the world of AI research assistants. Research can be such a slog sometimes, right? Sifting through all those research papers and designing all those experiments and analyzing all that data. It's just a lot. So what if you could offload some of that grunt work to an AI? Well, that's exactly what AMD's Agent Laboratory is trying to do. And the results are pretty amazing. So think of Agent Laboratory as like a framework that uses these large language models, LLMs, to break down that research process into these smaller, more manageable chunks. And they've created these specialized AI agents, each with a specific role to play. So you've got PhD agents that act like these, superpowered research assistants, devouring all those research papers and pulling out the key insights. And then you've got these ML engineer agents that can design and run experiments. It's almost like having a team of coding wizards at your disposal. And finally, there are professor agents that help synthesize all the findings into a clear, concise report. Pre-programmed instructions, they're actually using LLMs to learn and adapt as they go. So for example, the ML engineer agents can use LLMs to not only write code for experiments, but also to analyze the results and even troubleshoot their own code if something goes wrong. It's like having this AI colleague that can learn and improve alongside you. But the real kicker is how much time and money this approach can save. We're talking about cutting research costs by up to 84% in some cases. So that means that research projects that might have been out of reach, for smaller institutions or individual researchers could now become a reality. And it's not just about the cost savings. Think about all the time researchers could save by automating all these tedious tasks. They can focus on the big picture thinking, the creative problem solving, the things that humans are uniquely good at. Now you might be wondering, does this actually work? And the answer is a resounding yes. In some cases, Agent Laboratory has even outperformed human researchers in specific tasks, like analyzing data or identifying patterns in complex data sets. It's a powerful example of how AI can augment human capabilities and accelerate the pace of discovery. So one of the things that really impressed me about this whole Agent Laboratory thing is how they actually went about testing it. They didn't just throw it at any old research problem. They really focused on areas where AI could potentially make a big impact, like, material science or drug discovery. And they didn't just use like one type of LLM either. They experimented with a whole bunch of different models to see, which ones perform best for different tasks. For example, they found that like OpenAI's O1 preview model was really good at analyzing these complex data sets and generating hypotheses. What other models were better suited for
Yeah.
designing experiments or writing reports. It's almost like having a whole toolbox of AI assistants,
Yeah.
each with its own, strengths and abilities. But here's the really cool part. The researchers didn't just let the AI run wild, right? They built in all these safeguards and checkpoints to make sure that humans were still in the loop. It's kind of like, well, think of it like this. The AI is like this race car, capable of incredible speed and performance. But you still need a skilled driver to navigate the course and make sure you don't crash and burn. So at each stage of the research process, the human researchers had the opportunity to review the AI's work, provide feedback, and make adjustments. It's a great example of how AI can be used to augment human intelligence, not replace it. And the results really do speak for themselves. In many cases, the AI-assisted research teams were able to achieve breakthroughs much faster than traditional research teams. I know some people are worried that AI will eventually, take over all the jobs, leaving humans out in the cold. But I think Agent Laboratory actually points to a more optimistic future, a future where AI and humans work together, each leveraging their own unique strengths to achieve amazing things. Imagine a world where scientists can focus on the big questions, the creative loops of imagination, while AI handles all that tedious data crunching and analysis. Now, that's a future I can get excited about. And it's not just science that could benefit from this kind of collaboration. Think about all the other fields where research plays a crucial role, like medicine or engineering education, even the arts. AI can really help us unlock all this new knowledge and solve complex problems in all these areas. And that could lead to a better world for everyone. But of course, it's not all sunshine and roses, right? There are some important ethical considerations we need to keep in mind. As AI becomes more powerful and more integrated into our lives, for example, how do we ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically in research? How do we prevent bias from creeping into the algorithms that drive these systems? And how do we make sure that the benefits of AI are shared widely, rather than just accruing to a select few? These are questions that we as a society need to grapple with, and I don't pretend to have all the answers. But I do believe that AI has the potential to be an incredible force for good in the world. And Agent Laboratory is really a shining example of what's possible. when we combine human ingenuity with the power of AI. So, we've talked a lot of the potential benefits of AI research assistance, but let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, the cost. Developing and deploying AI systems can be really expensive, and that often puts this kind of technology out of reach. Makes Agent Laboratory so impressive. It's not just efficient, it's incredibly cost-effective. Remember that 84% cost reduction we talked about? That's not just some, made-up number. That's a potential game changer for research. It means that projects that might have cost, tens of thousands of dollars could now be done for a fraction of the price. And in some cases, Agent Laboratory was actually able to complete entire research projects for just a few dollars. That's like less than your daily coffee. This kind of cost saving has the potential to, really democratize research, making it accessible to a much wider range of people and organizations. Imagine a world where anyone with a good idea, regardless of their financial resources, can contribute to solving some of the world's biggest challenges. That's the kind of future that Agent Laboratory could help us create. And it's not just about the money either. Agent Laboratory can also significantly reduce the time it takes to complete these research projects. Think about all those hours you spend, poring over research papers, cleaning and analyzing data, writing up reports. With AI handling a lot of that heavy lifting, researchers can really focus on what they do best, asking those big questions, designing those innovative experiments, and interpreting the results in a meaningful way. This could lead to a much faster pace of discovery, allowing us to tackle these complex challenges, like climate change, disease poverty, with greater speed and efficiency. So where do we go from here? Well, the good news is the AMD team has made Agent Laboratory open source, which means that anyone can access the code and use it for their own research. This is a huge step towards making AI research assistants more widely available. And, encouraging that kind of collaboration within the scientific community. It's like opening the doors to this massive research laboratory and inviting the whole world to come in and experiment. As more researchers start using Agent Laboratory and sharing their results, we're likely to see even more impressive outcomes. And, those really innovative applications emerge. We might even see entirely new fields of research opening up as AI helps us explore areas that were previously inaccessible due to cost or complexity. It's a really exciting time to be following this whole world of AI. And Agent Laboratory is a perfect example of the transformative potential of this technology. It gives us a glimpse into a future where AI and humans can work together to push the boundaries of knowledge, ultimately create a better world for everyone.